Here are 8 road signs I only encountered after moving to America.
Wait, what? No turn on red. Oh, someone lied to me because you guys told me that I can turn on red. Now I have a sign to not do it. Is this the exception to the rule? Today I'll be reacting to 8 road signs I only saw after moving to America. My friends, I really wonder what those are, and I feel like this is an important video to me because when I go to America, most likely I will drive, so I need to know the rules. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love Lawrence. Show him some support. That said, well, let's play it.
I mean, look at the shield. It's almost as American as Captain America.
A shield.
Who I've just realised also has a shield.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to road signs. Even as somebody who doesn't myself drive, I've always taken a shine to road signs. Like most children, I used to while away the hours sitting in my bedroom sketching stop signs. That was just me. Thankfully, after a while, I did take that sign's advice. But after moving to the United States, even as a long-time passenger, I noticed there were a lot of road signs that we don't have back in the UK.
Like
ironically,
what?
with almost exactly the same design, stop wasn't one of them. And while there were other road signs that were quite familiar, there were some that made me go, what? Huh? Which you don't really need when you're taking driving lessons. It's partly the reason I never passed the test. Anyway, without further ado, here are 8 road signs I only encountered after moving to America.
Wait, what? No turn on red. Oh, someone lied to me because you guys told me that I can turn on red. Now I have a sign to not do it. Is this the exception to the rule? Maybe, right? No turn on red. Well, this is actually amazing because this is the rule here. You cannot turn on red. But in America, you have a sign for the exception. I don't get it actually that well.
Ah yes, the good old no turn on red sign. And if you're American, you might be wondering, oh, Lawrence, you mean you don't have these in the UK? Does it mean that people are constantly turning on red with no consequences?
No, that's actually something you cannot do. It's basically illegal.
No, it means that turning on red is illegal in the UK.
Thank you.
But for my
Also
British viewers
Portugal.
who might be a little bit confused, those no turn on red signs are only used at specific crossroads.
Okay.
In the absence of them, cars can absolutely turn on red, so imagine my surprise when I discovered this for the first time. I'm standing at the crosswalk waiting for the traffic light to turn red. I cross the road. My expectation in doing so is that the cars that are just immediately round the corner will stay put with their turn signal going tick, tock, tick, TikTok. Is Lawrence on TikTok? Yes, I've just signed up. Become my first follower. But instead, the car starts inching
link
around
for my
and not
TikTok
knowing what
below
to
also.
do. I backed up onto the pavement, and the cars just kept going, and I looked like an idiot.
Wait, what? Okay, this one is wild. Is wild, actually. Okay, I have no idea.
In the United States, the yield sign is an important sign. If 2 drivers are merging onto the same road, it's a good idea for one of them to yield the right-of-way so as to not cause an accident. And you might be thinking, oh, you don't have this sign in Britain, Lawrence. How come the cars don't crash? And the answer is our cars are much smaller, so the odds of crashing are reduced. But also, we sort of do have that sign. It even looks like your sign. But it's not called yield. It's called give way. And so there you have it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we also have this, but without the letters inside.
There's an example of a road sign that I only encountered after moving to America because it was named different. Another example is this.
Holy, I never saw this one. Okay, I don't know. I mean,
I'll be honest,
highway.
this one was pretty straightforward. I already knew that the word highway was basically another word for motorway, which is what we use in Britain, and that the word divided indicated two lines of highway with something in the middle, like a median or a quaint picnic area. Nonetheless, this didn't stop it from standing out as being something different from what I would have seen in Britain. Firstly, we don't call it a divided highway, but a dual carriageway. And weirdly, if there is one, I don't remember what the sign looks like that indicates a dual carriageway. But I do remember the one that indicated the end of a dual carriageway because for some reason it had a church
Yeah, this one we have a title.
on it. And while we're on the subject of religion, that brings us on to this.
What the hell is this one, my friends? Is this related with cowboys or something? I'm joking. Probably is not related with cowboys, but wait, I don't know. You guys still use this form of transportation in America that you need a sign?
Ooh, confusion. Horses, carriages, religion? How does this all tie together? Surely horses and carriages are how British people still get to school. Well, despite what Victorian period dramas may have you believe, we've since embraced buses. But in the United States, there's one particular community where you're likely to see a road
Okay, I know what's the community. Never mind, because I saw a couple of videos already. Is the Amish community, right? But is this a big community in America? I mean, probably, because if there is a road sign just for them almost, right?
sign for a horse-drawn vehicle. The Amish community. Several years ago, the wife and I took a visit up to Shipshawana in Indiana, and it was like a completely different world just because of the communal resistance to technology. And one element of that was the horse-drawn buggies. I mean, that was the most common mode of vehicle in the town. We look like the weird ones driving around in our Oldsmobile, but then who doesn't? And as it turns out, horses are not the only non-human animal to get their own sign.
Friends, but what is the reason for them to reject technology completely? I don't know, but maybe there is it's probably related with religion, but I don't see why, you know.
The thing that
Yeah, that sign, you should be afraid, I feel like.
they don't tell you about bears is that they're able to blend into their natural surroundings, kind of like how I do with signs warning me of their presence. And so seeing that sign, as I believe I may have done in the state of Idaho, where I also read a local news story about a bear that infiltrated a chicken coop, when I see that sign, I reach for the child lock. Does anybody else do that? It can't just be me.
A lot
because
of people
I've seen
probably.
the 1997 Anthony Hopkins film The Edge. You know, I don't want any part of that. In fact, if I see a grizzly bear coming anywhere close to my car,
Run.
firstly, I'll reach for the Skittles, and secondly, I might take one of these.
Detour. Detour is probably going to a different lane or something, I assume.
Listen, here are my two favourite facts about the word detour. Firstly, and this is truly amazing, you can rearrange all of the letters to get the word routed. And yeah, I have lost hours of sleep over that fact.
crazy.
And secondly, it's a word that's used on American road signage when, say, there's construction work ahead and they want you to go a different route. They rerouted you. And no, before you ask, in Britain we don't just drive through the construction, except for that one time in Sheffield in 1997. But, you know, I was late for the football match. What are you going to do? In fact, like with yield and give way, we do have a sign for this. It's similar, but not the same. If anything, I actually blend in better with the UK version.
Okay, but those I feel like are very easy to understand. The bear one, come on, you see a bear, you feel, okay, I probably assume what's going on. I'm in America, there is a bunch of grizzly bears, black bears, all of that stuff, so probably I should be careful. And this one is also quite logic, but the Amish one was a bit crazy to me.
Which features the word diversion instead of detour.
Historic California, USA. Oh, this one I don't get it because I see this all the time, but for the 66 route, is the 80 route also a very famous one?
It's often said that the biggest difference between Britain and America is that Americans think 100 years is a long time and the British think 100 miles is a long way. But what if you could combine these two perspectives into historic roads? Well, Britain of course has no shortage of those, just ask the Romans. But from memory, it does have a shortage of standardized road signs to denote them. In the US, famously, the opposite is true. Even though it was officially removed from the United States highway system in 1985, Route 66 is arguably the most famous of its kind.
Yeah.
And living, as I do, in Chicago, where the so-called Mother Road began, I am happily familiar with the road sign that stands on it, but also the tourists. Sadly, after years of improvements and realignments, it would be replaced by new sections of the interstate highway system, which brings us on very neatly to this.
Wait, what? Interstate 1?
Now,
Oh, basically it's the most important road on the state?
with all of the attention that I give to UK buses and train services, you could be forgiven for thinking we don't have an interconnected motorway system, but we do. It's just that all those years ago when I was a child, I never felt this deep compulsion to sketch the signs that denoted the motorway number because they're quite boring. I mean, they sort of look like license plates. And please, Uncle Toby, don't use this as carte blanche to go and put that to the test. What can I say? They don't inspire me. Whereas, just look at the absolute majesty of an interstate highway sign. I mean, look.
Okay, so this is related with the highways, let's say you have a couple of really important highways. So that's why that there was the connection with the Road 66, that is an old one, but was important back in the day. Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, it's basically a logo. I like it.
Look at the shield. It's almost as American as Captain America, who I've just realised also has a shield. And so if we consider the fact that the highway system looks like the human circulatory system, then the shields, being defenders, are antibody. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Wait, sorry, but for those type of regions, take a look the distance between here. Okay, there is highways everywhere, I feel like, but look at this side, not a lot actually.
I like the shields. Let me know in the comments if you've driven in both countries and whether or not these road signs were an eye-opener. At the end of this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. And a big shout out to all of my patrons who make my videos possible. If you would like to become a patron, you can do so at patreon.com/lostinthepond. Until next time, goodbye. Hello, it has been a particularly long day here in the studio, and to add insult to injury, my production team thinks I should stop by, get down with the kids and sign up to a profile right here on TikTok. And that's what I'm going to do right here, right now. You're going to see a lot of videos of me on here, hopefully throughout 2021. None of them will be me twerking because we haven't got the budget for that, especially the legal fees.
All right. Okay. You know what, my friends? I also want to watch this one. 6 ways British and American driving is very different. Leave me the number 6 if I should watch this one, because this could be really, really interesting. But actually, if Lawrence never drives, should I take his opinion? I don't know. My friends, thank you so much. I'm joking, of course. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.